Hey, welcome to Sunday Jam with Arlo. This is episode number 40. I'm so glad that you stopped by today. Hey, today I got this new guitar plug-in I want to share with you. It comes from the folks at Brainworx. They've been working with Pete Thorn on it. It's called the PT100, based on Pete Suhr Custom amp that he uses. It's a 3-channel amp, and it's kind of like a plexi style amp. 3 different channels. And then it also has a bunch of speaker impulse responses, 120 of them, as a matter of fact. And there's some really cool ways that you can use this amp and the speaker impulses together. And then there's another way where you can use it with some outside speaker IRs. Or, you know, I'm a big Amplitube user. I can also use the new plug-in with Amplitube. So I'm going to show you a couple ways that we can use that on a new song I'm working on. So you're going to want to stick around. Alright, welcome back to the jam. Hey, it's great to be back with you guys. Been a little while, been a little busy trying to get caught back up from my recent trip, and I'm starting to get there. So thanks for coming back, checking out the jam. Real excited, you know, to start talking about this amp. Before we do, real quick, I just want to, if you're new to the channel, I do demos here in my home studio making songs. And I use a lot of amp sim software, and it's about mixing and all that good stuff. So making demos here to get into a real studio. I had the privilege last month to go to Sunset Sound Studio out in Los Angeles, recorded a single. We did a music video in there. So I've been trying to get caught back up from that trip, and we're getting there. But so I got the single done, the music video. If you want to check those out, you can go to my Reward Music website. It's arlotar.rewardmusic.com. You can click on the single, you can click on the video. Shows us playing in Studio One, where Van Halen recorded, The Doors, Janis Joplin, all these folks. Came out really cool. So make sure you go there. Hit the sign up button too on my website, because then that'll give you updates about some other stuff that I'm working on. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe for my YouTube channel, because that just helps my channel grow, which I'm really going to put a lot of energy into the next couple months here. Try to get you guys some good content. You know, I learned a ton on this trip, and I think it's going to really it's going to help out folks who are trying to record here at home and then get into the studio. Like, what are the things you got to do in terms of workflow, and the things to be aware of when you go into a big studio. So I think it's going to have a lot of value for you guys, you home recording folks, or just folks that like to watch cool music, you know, being made. So I hope you check it out. So hit my subscribe, hit the like for this video too if you dig it. So excited to see this week come out. You know, came from Brainworx, and our friend Pete Thorn. He's also a pro musician, YouTuber, session guy, and Pete's been working on some really cool stuff. And I saw this came out, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this out. So you guys know I'm a big Amplitube user, and I use the 2-note speaker cab IRs. So let's get in here, and I'll just show you some of the stuff with this, because I was telling you, well, there's a way we're going to use this with the Amplitube too. So let's check it out. So here it is, the new plug-in. So what do we got here? So, you know, I hit the little, first it just shows you it's like the amp like that, but then you could hit this little FX rack. So it gives you some more things down here. But it's a 3-channel amp, based on his Suhr Custom amp, which I said, you know, is like a plexi style amp. You can control, you know, the EQs on each channel. It's got a gain for all 3 channels, and then there's a channel select switch you can hit here, and you'll see it'll just kind of switch it through the channels. And then it's also got, there's a gate in here. I really like this feature here. It's got a tight and smooth control, so you can change where you're cutting off frequencies. So you can roll that up, and like everything below 223 hertz, it'll cut that off. So I really like that, because that's one thing as we're building guitars in here. I like to be able to have like some low-end specific guitars, and then I build some other guitars, track some other ones that are kind of in my mids, and then I do some for my highs sometimes. So it's kind of a 3, covering all the spectrums of the guitar field in there, but I'll do it with different flavors of guitars. That's the thing, Jerry Cantrell used to do that. They'd have, one guitar amp set up for this for the low end, one for the mids. And then he used to use like a Rockman on the highs, which was that was cool when I found that out. But so I love this feature. I think that's phenomenal. There's also a delay in there, so you can get some really cool delays. Now, if you come into the next part where this is where they got the speaker impulse responses. So if you look in here and you click on this, it's pretty crazy because he's got a bunch of his cabs here, Pete Thorn, the Suhr Custom cabs. He's got Marshall cabs in here. He's got a bunch of Mesa Boogie cabs are also in here if we click down. And then if you hit this button here, this RC info, that tells you, what cabin he used, what microphone, the preamp, which I think is really cool, and which EQs he's using. So he gives you an idea, what he's using to capture these cabinets, which I think is really cool. But yeah, there's 122 different, there's the Mesa Boogie. And if you kind of keep just going down through here, there's more Suhr cabs. He's got his Friedman cabs, which you guys know I'm a big fan of Friedman, and orange cabs. So you can kind of click on any of these, bring them up. You can go plus or minus here, and it'll kind of keep rolling you through them. But 120 cabs, that's pretty ridiculous. So I dig that. So now here's the cool part for me. So we can use it as it is, right? So I've got a track loaded up, a new song that I'm working on, and I have the right rhythm guitar. I pan it to the center so we get the good signal there so you can hear it. So let's just, I'll just go through the channels here so you can kind of hear it as it is. And let's just get an idea how this sounds. So here we go. So very cool. So you got 3 different setups there for channels. I kind of use the EQ that's similar on all of them, the same kind of gain level. So they're you can kind of hear it steps up a little bit. Now, let me just show you real quick this other feature I was talking about where you can kind of sculpt where it's cutting lows and highs out. So let's just roll that all the way back. We'll stay on this 3rd channel here and we'll turn on the song, and then I'm just going to keep sweeping this up and you're going to hear how it cuts off the low end. So check this out. So that's pretty cool. Let's try with the high end. So I'm in love with that feature. I think that's great. And like I was talking earlier, in terms of workflow, that's a really cool feature in there to kind of just start dialing in your sounds. When you're trying to create that big wall of guitars. So love that feature. Now here's another cool feature I really dig. If you come down here, you can turn off the preamp and the power amp for this. So then you're just using the speaker cabs, right? So we got our Friedman cab here. It's the 412 vintage 30s in this. Oh, 2 are vintage 30s and 2 you got greenback 25. Yeah. And then he tells you that he's got Royer 121 microphone, Neve preamps. So let's turn this off, right? So here you can have a little listen to what it sounds like now. Now we've turned off the amp part, so we're just using speaker cabs. This is what it sounds like. All right, so real dry. So now we can have some fun and open up our Amplitube here. which I've got the Friedman Pink Taco, the little Mini Plex 20. I got that loaded up in here. So let's just turn this on, right? So now I've got this turned on with the speaker cabs for this. Now the other thing we got to do too is disable our cabinet here, which I've already done. That's already disabled. So in Amplitube, you can click this little button here, and then that'll turn the amps on and off. So if I use my 2-note speaker cabs, then I'll turn this off. I will say, since Amplitube updated to Amp 5, I use these cabs a lot because they're cabinets. In terms of Amplitube 4 to 5, I think it went way up sonically, mostly because of this VIR technology they have now. You can really sculpt the cabs. But for today, we're just we're gonna do this with the head, and then we're gonna use this Friedman 412 cab. Okay, so let's just see what this sounds like. And you can see I can still use this the amp filters here too now, right? So I can still sculpt out where I want the lows to be at. So check this out. Love that. So I think that's a genius move on Pete's part and Brainworx for making this setup here where you can kill the power amp, because it just helps us who are using some 2-note stuff, or we're using Amplitube, or if people are using other heads. Just sonically, it opens up a ton of stuff. So I like that all these things can kind of work together and talk together, and it just helps you create that big wall of guitars we're all trying to put together. So loving this. Go to the Plug-in Alliance website. They got it on a super special deal right now. I think it's like $40. I get a voucher every month from them because I bought other stuff from Plug-in Alliance. So I had a $25 voucher. I got this for $15. I got 120 speaker IRs, the emulation of the Suhr head, the cool filter. I mean, it was $15. So thank you to Pete. Thank you to the guys at Plug-in Alliance for doing this, Dirk. You guys are awesome. Love you. My brother Justin thanks you too, because he also picked it up last night. I texted him, I got it, and he's like, I saw it. I think I'm gonna get it, and he's working on some new stuff too with it, and he's really digging it. So great job, guys. I'm going to get going. I'm going to get to working on this new song that I'm doing. And I got a really cool, there's a cover song. We'll talk about that a little later. But I got a really cool idea for this cover song I want to do. And just lots of fun stuff happening. Like I was saying, I'm going to start talking more about workflow in here that's going to relate to you getting into the real studio. I had a really unbelievable conversation with my session drummer, Randy Cook, last week on some more music business type things. He basically gave me a 45-minute seminar on steps for me, next step after doing this recording in the studio, and it was great stuff. And he gave me some homework to do, and I'm going to be sharing you with some of those ideas that he's laid out for me. Just how to keep doing what I'm doing and kind of get up to another level here, which is what we're trying to do. And hopefully I can help you guys do the same. So hit the subscribe, hit the like on this. I really love you guys support my channel. I really use the help on that, and just hoping to get you some more really good content. So that's all. I'm going to get back to making some music. So hope you guys get to play some guitar today. You take care now. Bye-bye. Burning on the ground, politicians